Hi guys, so today I'm going to talk about how we're going to get a good score in the competition. So before we begin though, I want to just mention that the competition isn't something that really judges you based on your creativity. You'd have more luck on that in the Starry Corridor, and it's more about timing, luck, and just being a poser. I think that I have a pretty good idea of how to get a good rank because I've been in the top 20 before. I was number 16, so it wasn't that impressive, but then I've also been able to get on multiple occasions like just a numerical score of like maybe like 400, 600, 700, something like that. So for those of you who are new to my channel, I'd really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe because it would really help me a lot. So let's get started. At the beginning of the video, you might have seen that I had one picture the entire time, but actually it's multiple pictures at one time, and you can just look at my score slowly going up and up and up. And as you can see, it's a pretty basic suit. I pretty much used the set. I think I changed the hair. I added like a background, and I didn't really do anything else anymore because in that position, the dress and the shoes, I couldn't change it, so that's what I had. And as you can see, this is how I got my mark. It's not or a top score. Sorry, I just finished exams, so I keep thinking about my marks. Anyways, as you can see, it's nothing special. It's like not something I'm particularly proud of, but I found that in this type of game, you actually need to literally follow the mainstream. That was the outfit I ended up getting number 16 with, but I actually wanted to submit this one. I just like this one because I like white. I just got the teddy bear, so I was really happy. And then I also got the peacock thing on my arm, so I thought that was nice. Or even if it is not very good in general, it was something that I kind of liked during that time. Now I'm looking back at it, I'm like, whatever. But that if I could get number 16 with that, or like with this one, I would be really happy. So I actually have planned this video for a while now, like a very long time, and I never really ended up doing it because it just became something that I never had the opportunity to, but because now I have my channel, I can show it to you guys. So in another competition for double agent, this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to do this one because I got the steady state thing, and then when I thought of the agents, I really wanted to make something that was kind of like an underground thing where there's people or AIs created, and then they're like attached to their like the steady state thing she has on her back. So I'm like, oh nice, like this would be pretty cool. And then I actually ended up not liking it that much, even though it was like top 2%, and I tried to change it to this one because I really wanted to add a more cyber aspect to it. Like I wanted to reach a number score, so this only got like a 1%, but I didn't take a picture of it. So this was what ended up getting a number score. I'm not proud of it. Like I don't really like it. I don't like her makeup. I don't understand why there's a fox behind her, but hey, this is what got me a number score. So as you can see, it doesn't matter if you're creative or not. It matters if you just happen to submit it at the right time with the right people who looked at this. And oh, one thing, I genuinely believe why this got a better mark compared to the other one is because this one is way more flashy. The hair, it's like half, like the entire screen. The hologram is big, the fox is big, the steady state thing is big. I added a cloak, and then the thing I'm standing on, the crystal music box, that's also big. So of course people are gonna get drawn towards that and then choose me for that. And this is just a joke, but there was a glitch in the competition and I didn't even make an outfit and I was like rank 1013. But okay, anyways, I actually ended up getting 661 for this one, and yeah. The next one I wanted to talk about is Momo's tip. So for this one, I actually went all out for it. Before this even started, I was so excited to just make an outfit for this theme because every time Momo gives us a tip, we actually look like a monster. Like, what the hell? We can have like 8 limbs, and then our face is all messed up, and we're like black facing. It's so racist. Like, everything is just messed up. But then I thought that it would be really fun if I could just make something like that, but like without all that. So I'm like covering up my face, and then have like 10,000 hats, and it's just so messy. But as you can see, I only got 99%, and I'm like, why did I get such a low mark? Like, what's wrong? And I checked the leaderboard, and turns out this was during the Easter event, so people really wanted to show off their Easter suits, which was disappointing because that's the only thing people wanted to choose. And I also think that a lot of people didn't understand what Momo's tip meant. Of course, the Reddit community, we were on it because it was like a joke, but then I guess other people, or like mainly kids playing, they wouldn't really make the connection that this was Momo's tip, or they just thought that Momo's tip meant that you wanted to make something pretty, and the Easter event suits were pretty, so that's why. And ultimately, I was a poser. So what happened was that I jumped onto the hype train, and then I added my Easter outfit, and lo and behold, I got rank 300, and I think that's 20. I can't see, my screen's so small. But yeah, so that's what I got, and it's this one. Of course, if I got it with the other one, I'd be a lot more happy, but diamonds are diamonds, and I really, honestly, nobody cares. At this point, nobody cares if you're really creative or not. So, point is, as you can see from like these 3 events, it didn't matter whether I thought I was creative or not. As long as it was something flashy, and it was something that was in the leaderboard, you're fine. And here we go again. So, Hopeless Love. I was so tired of the wedding dresses, but so what? I had to jump on the train. I had to jump on the train of a ton of like stupid white dresses, and then I had to make my hair super fluffy, or not fluffy, just fucking windy, so that people will notice me, and that's how I got to top 2%. And then I decided to change it. I'm like, you know what? I don't like it. I actually risked it because it was a pretty good submission in my opinion. But then I was also one day from the competition from being over, but I wanted to take a risk because I didn't like this. So I was also really happy because I got the ears. So I made this outfit and actually did pretty well. It went from 1% and then to 446. Yeah, so that's what I got. And you know, sometimes it works out, but a lot of the times it doesn't. And tips. So here are the actual tips besides, you know, following the mainstream thing and not like giving a shit about your creativity, because if you're going in for the diamonds, then this is what you want. And if you're going in to get like, I don't know, validated, then no, you don't come here. You go to Starry Corridor. And usually that works too, but then you have to make sure you submit it at a particular time when they refresh, and you have to guess the tags that are going to be like the ones that are going to be popular, so you appear on the front page. But I don't know too much about Starry Corridor because I'm not actively on it, but that competition I can have more of a voice about. So the 3 tips I'm going to talk about is that 1, submit it during a popular time. So when are the popular times? For my time zone, I'm a Canadian. I'm in Toronto. 4 o'clock and 11 o'clock for me. But it would be different for everybody else, and it's just whenever you can get your free stamina, which is not now. And that would be high traffic. Okay, so you can see right now I'm having a hard time getting a high percentage, and the other 2 tips come hand in hand. So when you see that you're above 10%, you're probably not going to do that well, and it's not very safe for you to stay here because, like, honestly, you'll jump to like 20% by the end of the day probably. So I just want to mention that any score around 5%, that's still risky. I usually make it so that it's like 1 to 2%. Every competition, I probably resubmit over 10 times throughout the day. And even though I say that it's good to have it like on a particular time, it still doesn't really matter that much as long as you feel that at that moment there might be more people on for whatever reason. Like if it's near the end of the day and there was an event going on and it's about to stop, so maybe people are just rushing in to finish. So let's go to the other two tips. So the first one would just be, look at what is popular. Right now we see the background a lot. We see the dinosaurs, and it's actually more type of a... So how did this one get up? No, this one. I mean, I guess it could be like a museum night, but it's a lot of brown going on. There's a lot of like lighter tones, more basic, and yeah, you kind of see a trend. There's like a lot of brown, and it looks like they work at the museum. So obviously we want to make it seem like we work at the museum too. I honestly try to make something more soft looking, perhaps, and maybe this one would do better, to be honest. It's more pleasing to the eye, and I can find something else on the bottom, but my dinosaur's covering up anyway, so I think this is okay. And as for the socks, yeah, I don't think anybody can see it that much, and it's not going to really make a difference, but I'm just going to put something there to fill up the space. So I'm going to resubmit this one. Right now it's not like a high traffic time, but I'll just see how it goes. And this is number 2. You always resubmit it when you don't get a good rank, because there's honestly no difference of you resubmitting it like now or like submit it, because you give your outfit another chance of being judged. Because when you resubmit it, you get the same amount of time, or we think that you get the same amount of time as somebody who submitted it like on the very first day. If you resubmit it now and the first person who submitted it got like 20 minutes of airtime, then you're gonna somehow get 20 minutes too. And that's how they make it fair and encourage people to continuously submit. So I shit you not, I'm ranked 240 right now. The last time I was doing this, I think it was half an hour ago. So this is what I got. As you can see, tip 1 doesn't really matter that much, but it will help your luck better. And for tip 2 and 3, it's more foolproof. And this is what I got. You can see that this is a pretty good rank. I don't think I can get anything higher than this, but I'm not mad about it. I think that I did okay with my tips. And let me know if you get close to rank whatever if you followed them. And the last one could be something pretty jokes, but you just like yourself. You click on yourself and you like it. And yeah, I usually wait till the last day or when I know I have a good ranking to do it. But at this point, I'm like, whatever, I'll do it for the video. And that one vote really won't mean anything, but it's still nice to add a little bit to your thing. And that's it. I don't really understand what invite friends does, but it gives you 500 gold every day, so I'm not really going to complain about that. And yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. But if you like this type of stuff, I can post more videos like this, and I would really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe. So thank you for watching, and good luck in the competition. Oh, and for those of you who are curious, this was the amount of crystal roses I have. I started in February, so these crystal roses have never been touched. So that's all I got in so February, March, April, May. So 3 months, no wait, February, March, April. So 3 months, yeah, 3 months. This is what the amount of crystal roses I got, and honestly I don't really like anything here. I'm hoping that they're gonna update it soon, so all this waiting was worth it. But yeah, cool. Later.